What's up, sports bettors? Alex here, and I have two NFL player props that I'm going to share with you. And again, there's lots of ways to skin the cat. I say that all the time, but lines are always moving in the NFL. So if one of these lines moves and you're not able to tail the bet, I'm sorry. This is a market. It's kind of like the price of GameStop, maybe $10 now, maybe $12 in a couple of minutes. I don't know, right? So these are the bets I went with, using data to inform my betting decisions, beat the VIG, beat the juice, and have a mathematically profitable bet. And here's an example of how you should be thinking about sports betting. What I see here is you can get plus 280 on the Browns. In most other sports books, nearly all sports books are plus 230, plus 220. I mean, maybe there's some value at plus 280. That's how you want to think, right? You want to think like an investor. I got to find value. I got to find an edge. It's not just, ooh, I saw these highlights of Josh Allen. He didn't look that good. I guess I'm betting on the Browns. Like, that's not how you should think about sports betting. You have to be price conscious, data driven, and hunt for value. So let's just get into it. Might as well. And my first play is right here. It's an NFL pick. It's a positive EV bet. And a lot of people get confused with positive EV betting. I know it's a little confusing at first, but it just essentially means a bet with value, right? At the end of the day, just hit the bet in bold with a circle around it and you'll make money. So I went with Robert Woods under 3.5 receptions in the Broncos-Titans game at 11 a.m. That's the play I went with, and it has a 4% profit margin. Okay, so you can see my bet right here. $226 I bet. Play is still available, still at minus 113. People ask me all the time, like, why did you bet $226? That's just what they gave me, right? Sportsbooks, they don't have unlimited bet sizes. You'll actually see here, it says max wager 0, so they weren't going to let me bet any more on it. So I took it for $226. And why do we like this play? Again, we're following the market. We're finding value. Every other bookmaker, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other bookmakers all telling us the same thing. This should be priced. Of course, there's some differences between the bookmakers, but this should be priced at minus 145. So without the VIG, it should be priced at minus 123. So we're getting enough value to beat the VIG, beat the juice, and this play is mathematically profitable. You know, the way I like to think about sports betting and the way I think you should think about sports betting is pretty simple. It's like sports books are car dealers. You know, they charge a spread. That spread is called the VIG, the juice, right? We have a no VIG odds column. And your job is to beat the VIG, beat the juice. If you want to beat the books, your job is find those few plays, there's not a ton, where you can actually beat the VIG and beat the juice. And every sports book has, or every location has different sports books. So if you change your state around, you'll see different bookmakers available to you. But like, we're getting Woods under 3.5 receptions at minus 113. Every other sports book has it at minus 145, minus 149. It's a no-brainer. Beating the VIG, beating the juice, and we're using market information to find out what is the market consensus, and then we're looking for those few opportunities where one sportsbook has such a big line discrepancy that the play is mathematically profitable, such as Robert Woods under 3.5 receptions. That's the first play I went with. And I say this all the time, and I don't say this to sound, arrogant. Maybe I do, and sorry. But you can now sync your sports books with OddsJam. I started out sports betting with $5, $5, $10 bet sizes, broke as could be. And what you're going to notice is my unit size went up over time as I learned sports betting, how to become a better bettor, a sharper bettor, right? I had some very lucky people in my life who taught me that. And I ride with you guys on all these plays, as you know, and you can now sync your sports books directly with OddsJam. So that's not every sports book, right? Like if I go to Arizona, there's only 5 that work. But the whole point is, even if you just track a few, and you may be confused as well, like why does it say win bet here and then this one's 0? And the reason is I'm currently in Arizona. My win bet balance is 29,697, something like that, right? And let's go back here. So that's the balance you see here. It literally just this company auto pulls the data from the sports books, tells you how much you've won and lost and stuff like that. So we're up roughly, or we have 30K in our WinBet account. This one's 0. And the reason for that is different states in the US, for some sports books, not everyone, but they require a different app. It's like regulations. So if you go, to the App Store, for example, on your phone, and you type in WinBet, you're going to see Arizona, Tennessee, any states where it's legal, you have to download a new app. It's a new account. It's a separate, website. Like you can even possibly see, maybe not, well, the URL of this website is like az.winbet.com. But you get the point. Wow, Georgia's only up by 5. But anyways, let's get back to it. So what you'll notice, and this is the important part, is like this bet tracker is going to automatically pull my bets from the sports books, grade them as wins and losses, which is exactly what you see here, right? Bunch of random crap, I bet, as you can see. So WinBet, for the sports books I synced, and I didn't sync them all. I synced some of them, but we're up 164K. And look, between these sports books, we lost, where is it? 32K one week. So there's a lot of variance as a sharp bettor. You'll have downs, you'll have ups. It really is about understanding that when you have plays with an edge, you want to bet them, right? And you want to place as many as you can. Over the course of, I don't even know how many bets. So I'm up 164K in profit, right? This is a 5% ROI just for the sports books I've synced. So you can kind of intuit how much I bet. Like roughly $4 million. Started out betting 5, at least with some of the sports books I synced. This is just like Arizona accounts for the most part. I worked in Pennsylvania and bet on sports for 3 years. So you got to sync as many sports books as you can, but you can't even sync them all. But the point is to show you variance can be bad word. There are downswings, there are upswings, and it's really about sticking with the process. And when you have an edge, when you know you have an edge, you need to place a large sample size of bets to see if you're actually winning. And again, just all these plays, I ride with you guys on the wins, boom, boom, boom. So it looks like these won. As you can probably see in my bet tracker, right? It shows up automatically. It automatically pulls in the data. Some plays will lose. So I gave out this play. Does it have an edge? It absolutely has an edge. Insane value. Is it guaranteed to win? Is it a lock? It's like, no. I mean, come on. It's not a word. Bets can lose. Underdogs win all the time for a reason. There's no such thing as a lock. Variance works in your favor. It works against you as well, right? Like you can win a bunch, then you can lose a bunch. Bets in a row. It's just how it works, right? If you have a coin that's 55% to show up on heads, still shows up on tails 45% of the time. So the coin will still show up on tails 5 times in a row. It's just variance. So you have to place a lot of bets to figure out if you're actually good, if you actually have an edge, right? So the next play I went with is right here. Devontae Adams, under 6.5 receptions. And again, I can't give you literally all of my bets that I place in real time. I place, a lot. So this is just WinBet Caesars. Maybe we should make our bet tracker shareable. I'm not sure. But anyways, here are the 2 plays I went with, the max betting limits. Again, the market's dynamic, so I apologize. 163.90, the odds just came down after I hit it from plus 122 to plus 114. So I have 2 plays, locked them both in, slow and surely, 12.90 in total profit margin on these plays. So that 12.90, right there, will long-term lead to 12.90 here in your total profit column, right? So it's just place a lot of positive EV bets. Really that simple. Let's make money.